Hello, and welcome to the Being Human podcast, where we explore what it means to be human, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We upload an episode of this podcast every single week, so whether you're new here or if you're returning and you have not yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That is the best way you can help support the podcast, and it also ensures you do not miss any of these episodes. On this episode of the podcast, I sat down with Jack Ramsay. Jack and Dan Ramsay are the owners and founders of Ramsays UK. Ramsays UK is a fitness facility based out of Nuneaton, and they have just moved into a new space, which has allowed them to convert the old space into Ramsays Strike Academy, a brand new combat sports facility. So Jack and Dan Ramsay are now involved in the combat sports space as well as general health and fitness too. I sat down with Jack to learn about the story of Ramsays UK, how they got started, how they've managed to grow the brand and business so much in the past 5 years, what was the catalyst for starting Ramsays Strike Academy, why out of all things convert the old gym into a combat sports gym, and as Jack told the story of his and Dan's journey through fitness, through entrepreneurship, we went into tips for entrepreneurs, tips for coaches and personal trainers, and tips to help you improve your health and fitness. Jack shared the key for being a successful entrepreneur in this day and age. He shared 2 fitness product ideas that they're in the process of developing, which he probably should have kept private. He shared the number one reason that's stopping most people improve their health and fitness. He shared tips on how to build a good community and a good culture around your gym and brand, and a whole lot more. If you enjoy the conversation, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below, share it around on social media as well. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting Being Human. The Being Human podcast is brought to you by Mr. Bassett's Grappler's Coffee. If you're a fighter or a grappler, this is the only coffee you should be drinking. It is the most potent coffee I have ever experienced in terms of its caffeination, but it is beautifully smooth in its taste. Grappler's Coffee gets me firing on all cylinders every day to help improve my performance in training, to keep me vital, sharp, switched on. All you need to do to pick up a bag of this is to head to mrbassets.com and use the code WAG10 in capital letters to get 10% off your order. That's WAG in capital letters 10 for 10% off your order. And do not forget to pick up a bar of Grappler Soap too whilst you're there. The Being Human podcast is brought to you by health.com. Health is bringing you the best supplements from all over the world to the UK. There's a whole load of supplements that you can't buy direct here in the UK, such as Momentus's grass-fed whey protein. Health.com is bringing you a whole host of supplements such as these world-class tier 1 supplements to help you improve your general health and fitness and athletic performance. This is my favourite whey protein. It's an isolate, 100% grass-fed. It is by far and away the cleanest whey protein I've tried. To get yourself this or one of the many other supplements available on the store, head to health.com/Aaron Wagley to get 10% off your order. That's HEALF.com/ARUNWAGLE to get 10% off your order. And now presenting Being Human with Jack Ramsay. Let's take it back to the very start. When did your and Dan's interest in health and fitness first originate? I'm talking from kids, like, were you always, like, quote unquote sporty, athletic? Were you guys always focused on fitness and sports?
From literally early, it was literally just football, like not even any individual sports, just straight football for both of us actually. He's 4 years older than me, so like played for the same football teams, went for the school teams and stuff. And then when he left school, he went on to college to do a sports diploma, and then I always went to sports, but actually randomly I went through a construction course because I love like architecture and building design, like grand designs and that. Love it.
Yeah.
Started the course, realised I was very clumsy, not very good with my hands, at least with a saw and stuff anyway. And I thought, nah, this ain't for me. And transferred over to the same course my brother did, obviously 4 years prior, and just started doing the sports level 3 diploma for a couple of years. And funnily enough, actually, on the course there was one module which was called like creating your own business. And I literally spent a good amount of time on like designing a gym, like finding what sort of square footage it would be, how much it would cost to rent, etc., etc. And literally from there, I was like, that'll be sick. So but then after college, I went to university to do a sports science degree. And my brother just went straight into employment, working for like sports coaching and working like kids and stuff, and say underage kids, like under 60-year-olds, etc. But I did more of like, I guess, a sciencey route. Did a 3-year degree in sports science. Alongside that, worked at Coventry City Football Club as a sports scientist. That took a gap year and worked there and stuff. Really enjoyed it. And then in the same breath, found S&C. Obviously, S&C is quite new, and effectively, like in the last maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, there's only really been like degree courses and master's courses on it. So I was actually going to go and do a straight S&C course from early at like either Bath or there's a massive one in London, I'm not sure what it's called. But I didn't do that because I spoke to a couple of coaches and they said S&C is great, but learn the fundamentals of everything first and see if you like it. So did sports science, but preferred S&C stuff and did a master's in it. Alongside my master's, worked at Wasp Rugby Club, was one of the youth coaches there. Had a chance to either go work in when they were a thing, like in their London base, or I think it was Henley on Thames, or stay at the college I was at, or the work towards opening my own facility. So I was like, you know what, as much as I love this, because I was working at Nuffield House as well at the time, which obviously a group gym and big chain gym, commercial gym, where my brother was as well. So almost followed him effectively in the PT world. He was there, I joined, was still working at Wasps as well at the same time. Then it almost had a dilemma of do I go full time with Wasps, or do I look to build a bigger client base at Nuffield and then eventually look to move on to our own facility. So I did the latter, obviously, and it paid off. Got a business loan. There was everyone was asking, it's quite good. I'm quite open about it. Like, we used a Startup Loans UK scheme. It was like through Virgin Money, which is sick. We borrowed up to 20 grand each. So we think we borrowed 19k each, what the maximum we could borrow on like a 5% interest rate loan, which we're still paying back now, obviously, because we only got it 5 years ago. But obviously we're at COVID and stuff, so we paused it. But borrowed X amount of money. Part of that process was to do a big business plan, a cash flow forecast, which I was originally, I was like, what the hell is all this? Like, you don't really learn that in school, unless you do a business course potentially, but I didn't. So just through YouTube, help and different things, kind of ticked all the boxes, found out what it needs to look like, and then got approval. And then with that money, obviously, we opened this facility we're sat in now, but this was the gym. So
the
it was
original Ramsays.
the OG Ramsay. So just treadmill, squat racks, etc. But what we're not a gym, it's a fitness facility. So it's strictly group classes. Always like the model of like F45, One Rebel, Barry's boot camps, which are just like pop in and out fitness, which obviously, to be fair, as of 5 years ago, at least locally, no one really did. We were almost one of the first to do it around here. There's one in Coventry as well, who's doing really well for themselves, has done for a while, almost effectively copied their model, but locally. So at any one time, it was 30 stations in a circuit. Then we added HIIT classes as well and box fit to give everyone a bit of a dynamic. And then all the back-end system was done through a system called Glowfox. Really simple stuff. Get the app on your phone. Our own branded app as well, was quite big at the time. Download the Ramsays app, book onto classes, manage your memberships. Really, really simple and convenient for people to come and get their fitness fixes in. So I've dragged on a bit there, but fitness stitching started from effectively 14, 15 years old, from me doing a module on opening a gym and then effectively put into place, which has been obviously very enjoyable. Having my brother as well to do it with, always something to bounce off. Like, going through the process of it though as well, like, we looked at over probably 20 to 30 different facilities. At first I was like, how do you do it? Going to Rightmove, hi, can I come look at this unit? Okay, yeah, what's your business? I haven't got one yet, I'm not registered. But it was like, obviously learning curve, and sometimes go into those, effectively then I'm 30 now, so start the process at 24, go into those units, the estate agents, funnily enough, and be like, look, come here, like, you're wasting my time. I'm asking questions like, what's the rent again? He's like, not seen the cash, not seen the information, mate. I'm like, yeah, but what is it? Is it plus VAT inclusive? Like, just asking those random questions and going through that process.
Just figuring it out as you go
Just
along.
figuring it out, almost faking it, or just kind of figure out what the questions to ask were. Getting turned down a lot. Like, what's your show me your prior business plans then, or show me your cash flows or your prior company's house. I was like,
that's what I was going to ask. With this UK startup loans, I mean, like, you try to rent a 1-bedroom flat, they're going to ask for a guarantor.
Yeah.
They're going to ask for,
for sure.
Look at credit history. I'm assuming they look at all those things.
So with the UK startup loan, it was just business plan, put together a really good business plan, the cash flow, but it's for startups. So effectively they're a bit more looser.
Yeah. And this is owned by Virgin Money.
It's owned by UK business, but it's like UK or the government effectively. But there's like Virgin, loads of different arms. But my one was a Virgin startup one. It was exactly the same thing under one big umbrella, basically.
Okay, so it's facilitated by
UK business. Yeah. I had like an approver who had a conversation with me. He's like, so what are you going to do with your money? Then how are you going to spend it? Almost like a bit of to and from to effectively prove to him that it was going to work. And then he effectively was the one that said, all right, then have the money. I was like, sick, fucking hell. But then in the same breath, we had to, at the same time, have the facility ready to go, because they were like, we can't give you the money unless you've got a head of terms together. I was like, well, what's a head of terms? But then obviously we found facilities and then had a head of terms to say we were going to take the property on and an agreement form, sent that to the UK startup loans, and went from there. In all honesty, I was thinking like this is probably why not many people have a business, unless they've got obviously inheritance or whatever. But to go through the proper way and go for the loans and the official way, it's hard, man. Like
You've got
unless you've
to walk the path yourself, haven't you?
yeah,
There's
for
no
sure.
university, like you said, there's no university degree for that. There's obviously a business degree,
Hmm.
but you haven't got somebody with you saying this is the next step, this is the next step.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, you have someone above you saying this is what you've got to do, this
yeah,
is
for
what you've got
sure.
to do. So it's
Yeah,
all laid out.
hmm,
You don't have to think about that. You just have
yeah,
to focus on doing the thing. But
yeah,
when you're
man.
doing your own thing, you're not just focusing on doing the thing. You're actually figuring out what the thing
Yeah,
is.
yeah, which has been obviously it's a very good learner curve. I feel like I'm much more knowledgeable in business over the last 5 years. But yeah, obviously made lots of mistakes and stuff. But yeah, it was just figuring it out and learning and then figuring out what it is that they want to see and then how to get from A to B or yeah, from A to Z, but in each step at a time. So yeah, probably one of the hardest things actually was getting planning permission. Like it's much easier now to get a unit, but this was like a construction site before. And it was class E or class C, but we had to go to class D. At first I was like, what the hell is class? What does that mean? And to go through the process of it, it takes 12 weeks. You have to write a big, massive plan of what you want to do with the area, what the traffic's like around the area, is there any local schools? Like, it's nuts. I was like, ah. But luckily as well, like, there's always a way around it because you can go onto, like, the council websites and find other people's plan permissions. So I found someone else's, not even locally, who put a plan permission in and effectively carbon copied it and just changed the wording and stuff, made it fit our ones, got approval from the council. But within that 12-week period, I've been approved at another unit, someone else took it. So we had to pay like
Yeah.
£300 to get approval. I was like, yes, sick, we're going in. But then the landlord gave it to someone else. I was thinking, for Christ's sake, I had to do it again then. And luckily managed to, get hold of this unit 5 years ago now. So yeah, we managed to secure it. And obviously now we've kept it but converted it because it's in too much of a good area. And it's too much of a good price, effectively. And there's not a lot of things in, at least this area, of a unit-wise. We thought, how can we keep fitness, but effectively still keep our brand in, but do something different because our main target audience at the other gym, Ramsays or Ramsay Fitness, is females. Like we are probably at 80% plus females.
That's what I was going to ask about demographics. Yeah,
Yeah.
where do you think that came from? Did that
Just
come from your
group
and
fitness,
Dan's?
I think. Nah, literally just group fitness. Yeah, group
appeals more to
fitness.
women.
Yeah, literally. Obviously, gyms are very mixed, maybe more so females now, but group fitness is any place, whether you're in London or abroad or in local places, mainly females who do group fitness.
Do you think that's because men, on average, are naturally more confident in the gym, so women prefer being guided in a group setting, having
I think so.
quote unquote safety in numbers, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure. And I also think because our classes are more cardiovascular based as opposed to weight training as such. So a male might more so be like, okay, I might do one of those a week, but I want to go and smash the gym and get more muscular. Whereas this is more fitness based, cardio based. Obviously, people get more muscle mass, etc. as well, but it's more about conditioning, fitness, endurance, and social. So we definitely have more men coming there as well, but it's definitely more female. But then this place is kids and men, which is mad. Like it's sick because that's the target audience we've never hit before. So now we have 4-year-olds coming to do mini Muay Thai and BJJ, and calling geezers coming to do jits, Muay Thai, etc. But in the same sort of environment and community brand. But yeah, very different dynamic now. Now it's about 90% males and kids.
Yeah. What was the thinking when you decided you wanted to found Ramsays, you wanted to have your own gym? What was the thinking in making it a fitness facility as opposed to a gym?
A gym, probably because because it costs more to do a gym, definitely, and also because of the size. Like if this was a gym, obviously you guys can't see the size of the room, but it's only like 1,600 square foot. So if this was a gym,
you've got limited.
We'd be capped at maybe 100 members. But obviously with classes, you can put on a class of 30 like multiple times a day. So it's just simpler and a lot more affordable to do. Like buying dumbbells, a couple of cardio bits, and a couple of squat racks is cheaper than buying 4 plug-in treadmills, stairmasters, chest press machines and leg press machines, etc. So it was just a little bit. And to be fair, like we never even thought about having a gym. Then we thought about it now, and we almost actually, and I'm still annoyed about it. We got to a head of terms and almost about to sign a contract at the Rico Arena, which is the CBS. Almost had a gym inside there, which is nuts. But it was with an investor because that was big bucks. So obviously we couldn't afford it by ourselves. But the investor pulled out for one reason or another. So, but I guess fell on our feet and now doing this. So worked out quite well actually. But yeah, I would say back to the original question, it was almost group fitness was an easier way into a business owner industry. I would say. And to be fair as well, in my industry, you get boutique, call it boutique, whatever that means. small box gyms popping up all the time. Very rarely do you see a big gym popping up. If they
Takes
are,
a lot of
usually
money.
corporate owned, yeah. Or, yeah, backed by someone else who's maybe not the face of the brand, which is fine, obviously, but it's nice to be the face of the brand and have your own facility for a cheaper price.
It's safe to say, clearly, from the fact you've expanded to another facility so quickly, what, in the space of 4 or 5 years?
5 years.
Yeah,
Well,
COVID.
5 years
COVID
with
was in the
COVID,
middle of that.
it was, yeah.
I think that's a testament to you and Dan, and I think there's two keys to it. Number one, you both are obviously excellent trainers. You know your stuff, and that's demonstrated through the experience you've got. But I think it sounds to me what's made you most successful is actually the business side of it. And before, we hit play on this thing and started the podcast, we were talking about numerous things, from the classes here to podcasts in general, different avenues of business, ideas, sponsorships, etc. And what struck me immediately was you're a very entrepreneurial guy, very entrepreneurially minded. But then what I've realised now, with you telling me about the story of Ramsays and how you got here, like you said, there's no training to it. The key to an entrepreneurial mind just seems to be a willingness to go, I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to figure it out. Trial and error. Sure. Having that gumption to go, what's the rent? And for someone to say, oh, you don't know, you haven't looked at it. Like lots of people go, oh, I don't want to ask that because, I should know what it is, or I don't want to ask this question.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a big part to being successful in business, being a good entrepreneur, just a willingness to go into the unknown?
Willingness, yeah, probably more so like not taking no for an answer, or being very consistent. Like the amount of drawbacks we've had has been like mad. Like it's like I never won, bloody hard, but just I guess staying consistent in anything. Obviously, it comes with sports as well. Obviously, with your jets, there's probably been plenty of times you're thinking, why am I not getting a submission or whatever? But obviously, the more you do something, the better you get it, and it's the same with actually business. But yeah, I'll probably say the most important thing or the most, I guess, my superpower, or our superpower, say for me, myself, my brother, has just been a willingness to find a way, I would say. And if I'm going to go like deeper into that, where that comes from, it's probably because maybe as a child I had the worst asthma ever. I had a disabled badge. Well, like, Jack, you can't do that. I want to go play in the playground, my mates. You can't. Your asthma's too bad. Fuck's sake. Hay fever, eye drops in my eyes, like every single like lunchtimes, like teachers like, you took your eye drops back, like almost embarrassing, like fucking hell, what's going on? Like, just leave me alone, let me just be a normal kid. And then I guess growing up and not even growing out of it, because I had a bloody inhaler this morning, 2 puffs of my purple, but just almost finding a way to manage situation and almost just finding a way to do something effectively when you shouldn't be able to is almost a way.
You had to find a way to be resilient.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, resilience, or just I guess almost call it being stubborn. If someone tells you can't do something, you're gonna find a way to do it, innit? Like, or someone tells you have to do something, you need to do this. You can't do this. That's not how it's gonna work for you. Almost just, I guess, switching up and being a bit stubborn and proving someone else wrong, I guess, which is obviously a bit of a negative way to look at it. It's not about proving people wrong. It's about proving yourself, I guess, worthy or right in what you want to do.
Proving yourself right.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah.
I think a lot of the time, proving people wrong is a necessary step to you reaching a place where you go from the motivation of wanting to prove people wrong to wanting to prove yourself right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's never the prior. Like, it's never like if you go in the mindset, I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, it's just a negative way to look at things. Like, definitely it's not that at all. It's very much, I know I'm capable of this. If that person can do it, I can do it as well. Just figure it out. Might take me longer. But just having a positive mindset. I would like to say I'm a very positive person. Actually, never negative about things because there's always a way. Like, there's literally never a way where things are going to work out, because it's just like, and if that doesn't work out, there's a reason for it without getting like superstitious. Like, there's a reason that didn't work out, but then there's the next 4 things that could open a door for you. So yeah, I feel like just having a positive mindset and staying consistent allowed us to get where we are, albeit it's not like we're at the end goal now. That's it. Sit our hands and say, wow, we've done amazing. We're sick of what we do. But just
for time in the game, you've
it's still more, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
a great deal.
Yeah, I would say, and actually I just feel more positivity. I'm certainly happy with what we've got, but obviously there's so much more things we can do to improve both facilities from a member experience level and from a growth level for us as well. Like, there's so many other avenues that we can progress into. Obviously, we had a chat before this about other little things we can add to the timetable and just to add to the brand, because again, like I said, if I went to people watching this podcast, obviously you've got a big following yourself, probably never heard of them, who's this geezer? But in the Nuneaton, at least we have a following. But again, if I went to a big city, no one would know who we are. So that's the next, I guess, step for us, is to try and, with the same community and branding, without selling our soul to some big investor who's going to just take it to a different avenue, is just get into a bigger place somewhere else that allows us to create the same environment for other people in another town or city. Towns were sort of better for our business because obviously towns are very much like in they like in a like
they've got an epoch.
Yeah,
whereas
for sure.
a city can just be a
Yeah.
large spread of
Exactly. Yeah, for
more
sure.
individuals.
Yeah, it's harder to build a community in bigger places. Like even when I went to some similar gyms in London or mainly in London, to be honest, like it's not the same. Like no one really knows each other, but that's because obviously it's very much to and from. Like how you meant to build a community when there's 1,000 different people who come every single day who don't even know each other anyway. So yeah, we've been quite blessed here to almost easily build a community without even doing much, just by having people come and saying, "Oh, hello," or going to Ramsays today to train. And it's just like, and then obviously the kids of the parents now come here as well, which is good. It's like it's a full on, I guess, Ramsay family, I guess, which is quite nice. And then hopefully they grow up to go to there as well. It's almost like a feed into the business, which is nice.
So before you founded Ramsays, before you got the first gym, you and Dan both had about 10 years of experience coaching people, coaching athletes and everyday individuals.
Yeah, to be fair, like we were both working in gyms from like 16, 17. Like I worked at Country Sports Centre in the big gym that was there as a gym instructor. And it's along with like a team of people just learning about the gym. Probably started training myself then as well. And Daniel doing the same. He works at a different gym. Literally just as gym instructors, basic. To be fair, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, I'm quite old now, 10 years ago, there probably wasn't that many local personal trainers, or at least on socials anyway. Obviously, it was the old school guys who just PTs in gyms and you'd know them all. But now there's literally thousands of PTs in every single place you go to, which is nice because it means everyone's getting fitter. But yeah, we originally started our careers off effectively as gym instructors. I was a lifeguard as well, which is fun, but an easy job to be fair. But yeah, the gym instructor job was just a nice environment to be in because obviously everyone there wanted help, or needed help, and it was full of students as well. I was a student myself as well, so it was like a nice environment to be in.
Good way to meet people.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and then my brother worked at the Motor House over in Coventry. Yeah, again, we're both from Cov. So yeah, just literally separated ourselves and worked different gyms. Obviously, learned different skills. But then did our personal trainer qualification after that because you couldn't PT at those gyms. They were just gym instructor Jace gyms. And then yeah, he went to work at Underfield Health first as a PT, and then I closely followed him, and I decided to do that as opposed to. Well, I did it alongside whilst, but add that into my career path as opposed to just being an S&C coach.
With all that experience on the health and fitness side of things, as opposed to the business side of things, what were your main takeaways? What were the main things you felt like you'd learned during that time? Working with, you must have worked with like hundreds, thousands of people.
Yeah, probably thousands. Like doing the inductions to like 10 people every half an hour, like loads of people. Like probably just being. Like having a good rapport with people, like, and it's a shame to see now sometimes, like when you go into certain gyms, probably more so like pure gyms and JD gyms, like a lot of the staff there don't even say hello. Like it's almost like
they're not bothered.
Yeah, weird. Like I don't really get it because obviously that's the best way to earn a client. It's not an earning thing, but to build a rapport with a person is to say, "Yo, hey, nice to meet you. What you saying? Like, how's it going?" But yeah, I feel like that lacks, at least in our industry, I would say. So yeah, I would say the biggest thing I learned, at least for myself, can't really talk for Daniel because obviously he's worked differently, but yeah, mine was learning people's names and remembering faces and remembering details about someone, or just trying to chat to every single person. Like I almost was forced into that anyway because it was like on the hour, every single hour, we do like a little fitness class, and I'd go around and say to every single person, "Trying to come do this, trying to come do this." So almost just learning a bit of a rapport with every single person in the gym, which I'm quite a chatty person anyway, quite an open and nice person anyway. So it almost just feeds well into that industry. Like if I wasn't that person, you're trying to work, it's a social job. If you're trying to have a social job and not good social skills, it's almost like you're setting yourself up for failure. Obviously, you can learn them and stuff, but yeah, having that from the jump and being able to communicate with people and make them feel welcome effectively is a really easy life skill, I guess, in any environment, probably, I would say.
And I think, and some people are better with names than others. Some people just have a really good memory for names.
Yeah,
I think that is such a key thing. The example I always give is our coach Jimmy. Jimmy, like he only has to meet somebody once, and then he knows their name. Like I remember when I first started training, he asked me my name once. The second time I came in, and then from then on, like he remembered my name, and that's with everyone, even someone that popped into the gym once and then they come back 3-5 years later, he knows who they are.
Yeah,
and
banging.
that comes easier to some people than others, but that's
Yeah.
such a, when you're in a new environment, and we could talk more about this, coming to the gym, for some people it's an easy thing. Like I've trained from when I was 13 years old. I never really had like a confidence thing about going to the gym. For a lot of people it's a massive thing to just show up to the gym, and somebody knowing your name and like saying, oh, you're right Jack, you're right Aaron, that can do so much to make you feel at home. Let's go into that a bit. How do you cultivate an environment? Obviously, like you just went into it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Learning people's names is like a kind of like a, not a tick box thing, but that's an easy thing to do. But in terms of culture, building a community culture, which is difficult to do.
Yeah, it is.
What are principles that you guys live by?
So if we go back, like my personal ones is, and it probably sounds a bit weird, but if someone's on my class and they're new, I'll Facebook them, screenshot them, so I know who it is. So okay, that's Aaron's coming in, and this is what it looks like. And I'll say, yes, Aaron. And you're like, that's weird, how do you know my name? But it makes you feel relaxed, doesn't it? Yeah. And just genuinely, I've probably got loads of screenshots of them on my phone of people who come to the gym.
If somebody just randomly looks at their phone, I'd be a bit worried, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. But all from a good place. But it's been easier to do in the last 5 years because obviously we've taught a lot of classes. We're in this environment, so we know. Like I can guarantee, I know every single person's name, and we've got over 3,000 people who have been here. And if someone walks in, I would know their name. Again, it's a natural skill, but also you learn it from literally stalking and doing a bit of due diligence and saying, okay, that's that person, and keep saying it and scroll on the name and say, okay, so they're all here. That don't know the person's name. So I've got to register. That's like a live iPad. So I can say that must be that person. Yes, Aaron. See if they have a reaction. There they are. Wicked. You remember it. It's harder now though because we've effectively tripled in size and there's triple the amount of people.
Yeah, I haven't been to the new gym, but it looks massive.
Today, to be fair. Yeah, it's a good size. Yeah. It's 3 rooms, so we've gone from being able to hold 30 people at once to 55. More staff as well. Like we've gone from a team of 9 to a team of 34 over both sites. But then it's just trying to. Obviously can't speak for everyone, and that one does it, but trying to instill in the staff to learn names. Like, I'm not going to reprimand people like you're not learning their name, what are you doing? But it's just a nice skill to have. But if they're not doing that, then it's just greeting someone new, because you can tell if someone's new looking like this. And sometimes I haven't got the time to look at my phone to guess their name, so I'll just say, "Hello, welcome to the gym. What's going on? First time here. Wicked. How'd you hear about us?" I'm just making a conversation, a really good conversation opener for me is, "How'd you hear about us?" Whether they say socials or through my friend, I'm here with that person, that opens the door up to them and say, "Oh, wicked, come and check in."
And I'm guessing the answer with a facility like yours, it's, oh, someone I know comes here.
Or it is, yeah, most of the time, yeah. So it's almost easy organic marketing. I mean, we do paid socials, we do things on social, which you've probably seen, but our biggest thing is actually, again, it works well in the town, is local audiences just raving about us to their friends, because I'm pretty sure every single person who comes here has another person who they know who comes here. Maybe that's just in Nuneaton though, because it's like a smaller town, but which is nice though, because then it makes it easier for us to thrive, I would say. But you still get people like that, never even heard of us. Like, yeah, in 5 years, how you not heard of us? Whether it's not been in socials or we've not hit their target audience. So yeah, there's still loads of work to do to try and get people into this town to us, because it's a big old town. Like for example, today the class is half full. Like, where's the rest of everyone? Why not coming? So it's got loads of work to do to try and get people involved in us, but it's a work in progress, isn't it? Like, you're never going to be satisfied, but as long as you can earn money, obviously, because it's a business, earn money, but also do a good job at it without everyone complaining that the gym's too overcrowded or it's a rubbish environment to be in, then a couple of tick boxes there, isn't it? So, yeah, I would say, and if this was a gym, it's a lot harder, because in gym, people have headphones in, they don't chat to people anyway, so, like, probably pure gyms, etc. Obviously got more members, but it'd be so much harder to learn names there. And even when I was working at Nuffield, it's much harder to learn names, because not everyone wants to chat to you, or not everyone, there's no register. And if you tell someone's name, you might be able to remember it, but it'd be much better if you've got a register in front of you to try and figure out, okay, so there's only 50 people in this room, one of your names is there, that's going to be you. So you can just go through it from there. But yeah, I'd say that's how.
Is that my phone?
That's mine on the floor.
On the traditional Ramsay side of things, you said about 80% women.
Yeah.
What's like the main, or like the average level of health and fitness, because they're two different things, right, that are coming through the doors? Are you getting a lot of people that are not in a good way when it comes to their health, and are complete newbies to fitness, or are you getting a lot of people that are quite competent in the gym, got a decent level of health and fitness under them and want to take that to the next level?
So I'd probably say, as we've gotten deeper into it, everyone's obviously still invited, but everyone's got fitter. But it's I say that in the sense that that's our members. So everyone now,
they've stuck around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mad. Like obviously when we first started 5 years ago, we had and even now we get people who've never exercised before. They're coming out, oh, sis, and you just make them feel at ease and just put hand on the shoulder and say, yo, you're going to be sound, you're going to enjoy it. Then we get people who are coming who are, especially at this place, obviously like athletes or people who've just been training for ages, but genuinely, people have got fitter over time because they've been training with us. It's not like we're getting fitter people, we're getting the same members who are now fitter. Because it's almost, that's what you want anyway. Like people don't come to us, people come for the socials, but in obviously the cusp of it is that you want to be coming to improve your health. So
getting a client and maintaining a client are two very different things.
For sure.
What one is relying a lot more heavily on being a good salesman, and the other is relying a lot more heavily on being a good trainer.
Yeah,
and
for
a
sure.
Good person.
Absolutely. And we've got clients who are in their 70s who come every single week genuinely and graft, and we've got 18-year-olds who come with their parents, and or even 17, 16-year-olds, so 16 minimum over there, who come with their parents and just learning about fitness. So it's literally from 16 to 70, which is mad, but good because we can capture everyone then locally. And because we've got our different style of classes, being circuit, which is more high energy, high impact, spin, which opens on Monday actually, which is obviously low impact, high energy. So it's a nice mix. Someone's got dodgy knees or doesn't want to run around the gym and doing crazy stuff. And Reformer Pilates, which is obviously a big thing now in the industry, in the fitness industry. We're the only ones within like a good radius who have it. So almost they've got no choice. They have to come to us if they want to do reformers. But again, that's a completely different market of audience now as well. Again, mainly female based, but a lot more slower and chilled exercise form. So yeah, the fact that we've got a lot of different offerings now at Ramsays at least allows us to target everyone literally from any age and any fitness ability. We always get the odd email though, like, is your class, can I come to your class? What's the fitness level like? And how we lay our circuits out is a good example, is every single station has different weights or ability levels, like, or give alternatives. Can't do mountain climbers, do step-ins. Don't want to do burpees, just step back. Don't want to run on the treadmill, just walk. Don't want to lift that weight, lift the lighter weight. There's literally everyone. No one can come to us and it's, I guess, literally no one's come to us and be like, can't do any of this. Not a single person.
There's always a regression. There's always a
always a regression, and also a progression. People who come out, actually, some people are decent and strong. So yo, I want to get you the heavier weight, or I'm gonna effectively bully you for the next half an hour in a nice way, obviously, and make you feel like you're getting picked on, but in a good way, and getting loads of attention. Because if not, then if someone comes and they're super fit and they're not pushing themselves, someone's like, I ain't gonna go there again. I'm wasting my money. So yeah, we have a really nice mix of member abilities, I would say.
I think that works brilliantly as well with group settings, because then people can look to the people that are quote unquote ahead of them as inspiration, and it's more, the more they learn about their story, these people, they're probably going to be in the position that they're in now. Yeah, they're in that position just maybe a few months before.
Absolutely.
So it gives them a goal to look for, and then as well, it gives the people that are more advanced the opportunity to help bring others along, which is just a fulfilling thing to do in any event, and as well, the best way to reinforce something is to teach someone else, I think.
Absolutely. One thing we don't do at Ramsays is competition. We literally don't do it. Obviously, you've got hierarchies, you've got loads of like different things we do. We don't do any of it. Probably because I don't like the element of competition in that. Obviously, it's fun to do certain things, but in 5 years' time, we've never ran like a fitness event like that. Come and see you can do this the quickest or whatever. Like, I don't know why. I just don't like it. I just personally don't like the element of someone who isn't going to be very good at something being forced to do it. And the other thing that we're doing a spin class, and obviously in loads of spin studios now have interactive leaderboard. Like, here's your output. What people who just come with the first time, they're right at the bottom. It's like not very nice to see. So effectively, we focus more on the experience in that zone versus let's track your progress over time with numbers and metrics. Like, just enjoy. If you enjoy yourself, you're going to come back on it. So, whereas obviously like CrossFit boxes, high rocks gyms, etc., it's more about what have you done? Let's write your thing on the leaderboard. Let's ring a bell if you're doing a PB today, which is nice, and obviously it works. But just that's not what our brand is.
A different kind of audience,
for sure,
customer base.
For sure, yeah, exactly that.
The people that are on the newer side of things, people they're finding their feet in the gym. They're maybe not in the best health. What are the main barriers to their health and fitness that you're seeing? Is it mainly strength issues, mobility issues, cardio issues, or a mix of everything?
It's just probably them being in their head thinking, there's no way I can do this. And it's quite literally is that, like...
It's mental more than anything.
Yeah, 100%. Literally probably is just mental. Like, if you walk into the gym, if you got into yourself to the gym, you can literally do a variation of exercise. Like, honestly, every single person has got through a fitness class in some way. Might not look the prettiest or look how it's meant to be, but they just do someone else. If they're in the room exercising, sometimes they're doing something wrong, I'll just leave them to it because they're moving their body, knowing that that's their easier alternative. It might be something completely different, but instead of me saying, that's not a deadlift, you need to be doing this, just doing squats, I'll say, good work, carry on, let's go next exercise. And obviously over time, they improve themselves. So yeah, genuinely, I would say the biggest thing is confidence, because people who are coming like that, it's going to be really hard, I'm not going to get through this. Some people do have to leave halfway through the class and have a breather outside or sit down, maybe not come back in until the next time, or they come back in and carry on again. It's like a second win, which is quite funny to see actually. Come back in like, let's go again. But every single person who comes to our gym at least is able to do something. And obviously that's different. Let's say if you were to a CrossFit gym, I'm not knocking CrossFit boxes or anything, I don't want people to harm me for saying this.
Oh, they'll come for you, the CrossFit community.
Probably will, yeah. And obviously got their basic course and fundamentals, but not everyone is able to get into a snatch position or do like a balance snatch or an overhead squat or a handstand walk, etc. Obviously, there's easier alternatives, but you have to build up to that. You have to go to build up to that. With our classes,
the ground level there is already at the top.
Yeah,
of the
for
hill.
sure. Yeah. Whereas with our classes, you can actually come on day one and do something effectively more so than what you might get at a certain place that are more technical from the fitness side of things. We don't hold technical classes. Like obviously here we do a Strike. You're going to come to a fundamental class. You're still going to have an element of technicality. You're going to do a Muay Thai class. Obviously, you're going to have to learn. You have to use your legs and stuff. So it's a little bit different. And there is an element of competition here, but that's good because we've now added that into the brand. But that makes more sense because we're in a combat sport. People do combat sports to compete effectively.
Competition's baked into that.
Yeah, not always. People are coming recreationally. But we also have recreational classes there anyway. Like we do a box fit over there and boxing here. But also the boxing classes here. Not everyone's going to be coming to compete. Like I've never competed in a mixed martial arts sport, but I've now started doing MMA, Thai, and boxing and jits because I love training in it. With no plan to compete, but it's good to do and learn the skills and just add another element of fitness into lifestyle. Like I've almost, if anything, almost built this place for myself. Like I've never done any of my classes over there. Did one circuit just for fun, which wasn't fun. Never done a spin class. Don't want to do reformers, don't do HIIT training, probably because, again, like, I'm not my target audience here, like I said to you earlier. We're 8% females. Why? Because men might want to do more strength training work, etc., which I do myself, but they also want to do more combat-based sports, hence why I come here. So, again, like I'm now my own target audience, which is great because we've had so many people here who I've never seen before thinking, where have you been for the last 5 years? Obviously, that wasn't for you, but now this is. So the fact that we can target everyone and everyone else is a nice extra addition to our brand because, yeah, seeing little 4-year-olds come in and 7-year-olds and then 18 and 15-year-olds for the youth classes is so different and nice to have. And the parents sitting and watching and stuff, so it's a nicer environment to hopefully for the kids to be in as well. Like, obviously, there's other good mixed martial arts gyms around locally and everyone's got their own following, everyone's doing really well for themselves. But, yeah, we're just obviously, we're new, we're a good system and we know what people know what our brand is already. So it's almost like, what's that place that looks weird? And then go in there. Where's your booking system, etc. We've already got the foundations in place to effectively offer a really simple and easy experience, like to book on. Like people can book onto our classes, like even talking to us, like just download our app, view the full timetable, book on, and then come and see us in person versus having to phone up for a phone call or the other like barriers to success. So it's a simple. I think as well one of the easiest ways to get people to a gym is to make it a simple process. They're like, let's say David Law, you want to go walk in there. Now you can have a phone call with me first. Let's jump on a call. And you sign up for 12 months and they'll show you the gym. Forget that, man. I want to just literally
You have to jump through a lot of hoops
before
you actually get to the gym and start.
For sure, yeah. And I get that. Like, if we were a gym, we'd probably have to have that as well. But because we're not, that's our advantage of making things really easy to get from A to B as quickly as possible and get people coming through the doors.
What was the actual catalyst for founding the Strike Academy? Like, where did the idea come from? Because obviously you and Dan, like, no, is it safe to say no experience in combat sports?
Yeah, no
on
experience.
the coaching or training
No,
side?
definitely not from coaching.
Yeah. So where did the idea come from?
It was literally from Aaron. It was from getting the new facility, but still having a lease here.
And wondering what to do with it.
Yeah, we could have given it all. The transition period, this lease renewed in June, and we got that lease started in August. So I would have had a 2-month period where we wouldn't have had a facility, or maybe could have just like been like a retainer rent. Or we said, why don't we keep this gym, do someone else with it, and go over there and have that as well. Then literally, some of the thoughts for here were like kids only fitness, like a kids mini circuit, which would have been good, but very
like
niche.
A fitness-based crash.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. Then we also thought about doing like hiring it out to other personal trainers, making it just like a personal training facility. Turn it into a pickleball gym.
Yeah, give me all the ideas that are on the table.
Man,
I want to hear them.
Pickleball was one of them. Even though I've done it myself, it was expensive to set up actually doing pickleball.
Really?
Yeah, spending to set up. Yeah,
talking about sports that are exploding, pickleball is
massive.
Going off at the
huge.
moment, isn't
I
it?
want to try it to be fair, but yeah, thought about doing a little pickleball gym. But again, it's not the right size. What else do we think of? Rented it out to because they've got a dance studio over there, so they wanted to rent the space, and then it was through Deck, who's now our business partner, who's been one of my clients. He's been chatting for ages about looking at facilities in Coventry for a gym and that. I've been trying to help him and say, yo, here's your head of terms. Here's how you do it. Bring them up to do this. Basically doing what I was doing 5 years ago. And then myself and Daniel sat down and said, you know what? Why don't we turn this into a mixed martial arts gym? Albeit we have no experience in it and we have no coaches. We had to obviously running start with this before because I had loads of big client base from Nuffield where we used to work. And we coached ourselves, but we thought with Deck's help, who can take the Muay Thai and stuff, and his I guess being in the industry and being able to get coaches, let's look at opening another brand of our gym, which isn't competition with ourselves. Because if
that's a really good a really good point.
Yeah, it's almost like what can we do in the fitness industry?
Because it's just around the corner, so it's not like you can say, oh, we're here in this location and this location. You're basically in the same location. Literally. So if you did the same thing, you're kind of just splitting everyone in half.
Yeah, so naturally, doing a mixed martial arts gym allows us to get loads of kids in and allows us to get more males in, because obviously, in general, most mixed martial arts gyms are more male orientated from my experience, and would you agree? Or
100%, yeah. 100%. More women are coming in.
For sure,
more girls are training, which is a great thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's predominantly men, and it will always predominantly be men because of the nature of it.
Yeah. So it was almost by chance, and it's almost like a week's decision, literally almost on a bit of a whim, like, let's do that actually. We almost called it Ramsays Fight Club, brother didn't like the name. Ramsays Combat Centre, there's another gym locally called Combat, so out of respect to them, obviously we didn't want to do that because it's a little bit not very good, obviously probably gets confusing as well. I'm at the Combat gym, they get the wrong one, so call it Ramsays Strike Academy, just sounds pretty good. Obviously striking is more akin to the striking bit, but obviously we've got grappling here as well, so I was going to call it Ramsays Strike and Grapple Academy, sounds too long, so just Ramsays Strike Academy or RSA or Strike as we call it now. And yeah, which obviously the branding in here, obviously don't know if you can see the logo in the gym, but is like a sporty green. I had a green Scirocco this colour actually, I loved it, and I really wrote it off and I crashed it, but yeah, it's like a nice sporty colour in it. It looks quite nice to the brand, and it differentiates itself very much to that gym, which is like a soft pink, a soft red, which is the colour over there. So it's almost like we have two brands, but then one brand. So
you can tell they're both Ramsays, but
which is good.
Very distinct.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got loads of ours, logos everywhere, which is nice, and just kind of push our branding onto people in a nice way. And we're not like a big box gym, like a pure gym. Which the good thing about our brand actually is that like the logo effectively looks nice and everything. Like people wouldn't walk around like a pure gym top, really, would they? Like a Nuffield House, like one of these, like a Blakely design.
You'd assume they work there. You'd assume they'd just come from doing gym instructor shift.
Yeah, absolutely. This looks like a lifestyle brand effect, which is nice and allows us to push into other avenues of business like retail, which we haven't even smashed yet. But we've got obviously everyone locally wearing our stuff. But it'd be nice to build our brand out that way and it almost become like a mixed facility or a mixed brand where we sell leisure wear as well as we sell gloves now and shin guards and stuff and hand wraps. It'd be good, nice to sell some more fight wear and that as well, and tie shorts and all sorts, and rash guards, which we've got coming actually. But there's so much things, Aaron, that we haven't done yet, which we can do with the brand, but obviously the foundations are right. But yeah, the fact we've got this now as well has opened up a whole new world of us for like competitions and kids, man. Like we've got a Halloween party coming up. There's a like all the kids dressed up in here for Halloween and stuff. We always try to do at least 2 community events a year. I know we've got both sites. It's almost like our membership base is effectively tripled because double the size there and this as well. So whenever we do something now, it needs to be a big old centre or somewhere to do it because I want everyone to come in it. So I want both places to mix, which we haven't done yet. So our first one's at Halloween, having a Halloween party on the 1st of November at the other gym. Everyone's invited, kids and adults. Got like a mechanical ball, soft play areas open, and face painting and that, just to kind of bring everyone together, which will cost us money to do because we're obviously hiring at the place, not charging for it. But that this allow it's marketing it. It's literally that's marketing budget is doing something face to face. Everyone says, I went to that gym, that was wicked. Never heard of that before. And it's going from there, and hopefully that then builds people to realise what we are as a community. Because we always say we're a community-driven brand. Well, what you're doing then? You can't. It's a buzzword, isn't it? It is literally a buzzword.
It is a buzzword.
Which makes sense.
And part of being a community is the fact that you're not charging for everything. You're not paying for everything.
Yeah,
People are coming to have fun. That's the basis of community, right? Somebody used to go over the road and borrow a bag of flour. Used to borrow a pint of milk. You didn't pay your neighbour for it. That's the whole point of community, that it's not always a business, a financial give and take. People are banding together, and it's more than just the business elements of it.
Yeah, for sure. And even if they are paying money to come to the facility, when they're inside it, it still feels like that it's not just a business. They're there to, again, by learning names, you're automatically on someone's side because they remember you feel part of a social club almost. So we had a run club as well. Like the run club was going great. Obviously, run clubs are massive now as well. One of the other things in the industry.
Talk about things that are exploding. Pickleball and run clubs.
Yeah, you're right.
Things that I hear about the most that I didn't used to hear about. 6 months ago.
Yeah, for sure. Which is again, we had one. We started 2 years ago, but then it fell off. We're going to bring it back again as well. Again, which is element.
That'd be cool.
Can't be charging for a run club. Obviously, it's free. But again, it brings people to your brand that might not have heard about you before, don't want to use a gym, but are runners. So yeah, just so many avenues of branding and marketing to get
so many
people.
ways to go.
Yeah, loads.
And on the note of the logo, when you were talking about it, I can't remember where I heard it, but there's a saying that if you can put your logo on a t-shirt and sell the t-shirt, you've got a decent logo. That's a good marker.
Yeah,
you're
right.
A good logo.
To be fair,
So if you wouldn't put it on a t-shirt and people wouldn't wear it and display it, then
for sure.
Change your logo.
And my friend made this. Like, he's a local guy, he's a rugby player. Shout out Danny Designs and Right Designs actually. Just a local guy with a skill. Gave him some other brands that we like the look of, and then said make it into obviously a fitness-based logo. So if you can see that, got obviously an arrow in it, which obviously signifies growth and positivity, and it looks quite nice on a t-shirt. So, but obviously when we first started, we were called Ramsay Fitness, which was just a very simple name. Looked okay, but Ramsay Fitness on a t-shirt versus an actual emblem of a logo. It's just a nice progression, which just shows us, I guess, becoming a better brand. Becoming a brand, I would say, becoming a brand as opposed to just a business. I would say so, which it feels like now.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that a bit more. You're clearly, again, and I think that's part of being a good entrepreneur, you're clearly very vision-minded. That's something that's sprung out to me as well. You've talked about it a bit, but to go into it more, what are your visions for the Ramsay business and brand? Like, what do you guys want to be known for? Where exactly do you want to expand, if you want to talk about that?
Yeah, generally hard to say. And I probably thought about literally a couple of days ago, thinking, wicked, that's wicked, great. We've done really good over there. Let's grow there. So then when this hits the ceiling as well, and by ceiling I mean like 90% plus capacity every single time, would we want to then open a gym? No, because if we open a gym locally, that's direct competition. People will be like, either they'll say, I'm paying X amount of money a month, I'm not getting the gym for free, or actually I'm going to leave your gym, going to leave your fitness facility, going to go to your gym instead. So in one arm it would be doing this somewhere else, which comes with a whole load of problems really, because I've got to find a whole other team of coaches in Birmingham or rugby or somewhere, which obviously you can do.
Like
but
you've
the
done
headaches
a really great job, like getting Brad and Amric.
Yeah, for sure, some wicked coaches here.
Just to say that, like, you've done the Strike Academy right. Like you said, like you and Dan didn't have experience in the combat sports space, but you had experience in building a fitness facility,
building teams.
You knew health and fitness, you knew business. I think you've done it the right way. You've got great quality coaches in from the get-go.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, to answer your question, actually, at the minute I haven't got an answer of what's next. I think it's probably more. We've got loads of business ideas. We've got other things. We've got a couple of products that we're what we've put to the side, like for example, we'll talk about it because we talked about it before on another podcast as well. So someone wants to steal it, it's fine. And one of them is we've been creating our own barbell. So in studio classes, not gym, but in studio classes, you use your bar to do like body pump style classes. And when you have to change weight, you have to take the clips off and put them on. And the transition is very slow. It takes ages. And you've got like 60 seconds per exercise. You're wasting maybe 15 seconds to do so. So you just won't. So you're having a subpar workout because you don't have the time or the physical quickness to be changing exercise. So almost like the dumbbells on the market that are adjustable, you might have seen them.
Yeah.
We were creating, alongside Warwick University, our own Ramsays barbell.
Okay.
Got to the, it's in my car actually, I got to the prototype phase, got a prototype of it. I think it was made out of like paper mache, but it works. But then we ran out of funding. So that's the next thing maybe to focus on.
That sounds awesome. Have you got that patented?
Yeah, it's patent pending, but the patent's run out now because obviously it costs loads to get a proper patent. It's like 10, 15 G's. I'm thinking, no, thank you. So if someone wants to steal it, really steal it. But the amount of time I put into it actually, anyway, was a really long time. I have to show you it actually. But yeah, really simple notion, but it just allows the user to turn the handle to change the weight. It picks up more weight. It's like a telescope.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
But yeah, that's something to revisit probably once this has been settled, is to maybe go find some more funding. Even go for like a crowdfunding or like an investment to do that, because that's going to cost us loads. Like it's so expensive to do anything, like, and we can't use it all our own money because we need to put it back into the business. So yeah, that's something we wanted to create as a product that we can use in our own brand and we can sell almost like as a Peloton, like a subscription. Like you get your Ramsays bar and you get the Ramsay on demand classes where, so you did Ramsay on demand in lockdown actually, like on demand workouts, obviously, which were massive back then, but fell off now. Obviously got Peloton, which is great. You got one called Fit, which is still online workouts, but there's a space there we haven't really revenued or monetized. So something there to do, but yeah, that's in the ocean. Another one as well. Again, got a prototype of it. It's called, well, the name was called WayTube. So that's where, you know, if you're on holiday or going or traveling for work, or whatever, you're not going to take your protein powder with you, are you? And you don't want to take the little milk-based drinks because where's the fridge? So what we created was a prototype of a confetti cannon, or like when you announce your baby, what are they called? No, like the baby cannons where you're like the confetti cannons, gender reveal cannons, but a much more tamer version of it, where it wasn't so powerful. And you'd put it over your drinks bottle, you press the button, and it fires your whey protein into your drink, so you can shake it and go. So imagine going on holiday, you go for 15 days, 2-week holiday. I'm going to take 28 mini cannons with me, put in my bag, powered by like no, it's not whipping cream and that, like the cream, exactly the same thing. So it's very like
again, that's another genius idea.
Yeah, mad,
have you got that patented?
No, that was just prototype phase. Got a prototype in my car.
Get these are brilliant.
I got a video actually. So to test it out, I had like an Evian bottle, cut the bottle off, bought a confetti cannon, emptied it, filled it with protein, and shot it into the bottle. It worked, but like probably like 10 times too powerful. It went everywhere. I mean, dispersed, but like, yeah, just getting the formula right for the amount of PSI, it's called, like not putting your cars in it, the PSI pressure to release into the thingy was another idea we have. And it's convenient. Like my partner lived in London. Every time I'd go there, or every time I'd go, I'd have no protein. I wouldn't take my protein shake with me, or I'd take it like a white bag and like a cling film bag. It
solves a massive problem. I know exactly what you're talking about, because when I was working down in London, I'd be in London 4 or 5 days a week. I'd be back here at the weekends. I'm having to fill my suitcase, not just with my clothes, with like protein powders, supplements, my food, everything.
Yeah, it's almost just having it in a convenient, like that big, a 24-gram shot of protein almost looks like a test tube, literally a test tube of protein that fires itself out into a bottle. Obviously, it's giving all the ideas away. Like it's slender enough to fit into a bottle head of like a universal bottle head. Fire it in, put it in the bin, make it out of paper so it's recyclable or whatever, or like recyclable plastic. But again, that's another idea we parked. So yeah, like where do we go next? Maybe we just continue growing our brand. Like we've got a protein bar to open over there, so we've got a bar space. We're going to start selling protein smoothies, which is again another thing we can do. Maybe even then create our own supplements. I don't know. There's so many things, mate, that we could do, but almost one thing at a time, because it's very easy to become over encumbered, and you can't do everything. Like, which you probably realised. Like we run courses too. So we run personal training courses. So people want to get qualified, we come to us. We run 2 a year. But we only offer a PT course at the minute, so we could very easily add into that like sports therapy, S&C, reform Pilates, and grow that sort of the business. But by doing that, we then take our eye off summer now. So it's just almost everything's doing this at the minute, growing, but simultaneously versus one thing shooting up. So yeah, we'll see once this is at a good level where we can almost not take a step away, but everyone's running really smoothly, then we can think what's next. But I would like to keep the business in the Nuneaton as a very least. Like, we're not going to ever leave the Nuneaton, but we either go and I probably want to do more of a product next versus a service. Like, we're a very service-based business. The only products we have is our clothing. If we can create a product that you can sell nationwide, it's a really easy way into, one, create a bigger stream of income because your target audience goes bang, but also to elevate our brand into a different avenue of service, which we'll get there, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, those two ideas that you outlined, those two products.
Banging, innit?
Yeah,
for sure.
Like two problems that everyone has. Like, I've never done one of those studio classes, but like, you see people all the time having to like rush to take the clips
for
off.
sure.
That again, like, they both, I think, good products help make people's lives more convenient. You've either got to really revolutionize people's lives, or you've got to take what their life already is and make it easier and better. And
exactly that. Yeah, I'm a very convenient person. Like, even randomly, I buy my bread. I buy my batches pre-sliced. And it sounds silly, innit? But it's like, it's convenient.
Well,
I'll have to do it myself.
For each people.
Like, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Some people, and it's different psychologies, and it's what, different people like different things. I think this is maybe more of a women thing. Women like shopping around for the absolute best price of something.
Yeah, for sure.
They might spend like an hour finding the best price of something. Whereas I think I'd rather spend that hour working on building my business, building the podcast, whatever it is. I'll just pick the first one I see and bite the bullet of paying like a 10%, 20% premium on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Bit of quick fire. 3 tips for the personal trainer. What makes a good personal trainer?
For a personal trainer, build rapport with your client base. Like, literally build rapport with a client base. Someone's coming in, get to know them. Absolutely. Be present on socials. In this day and age, at least, like, you have to now. Like, if you're not present on socials, it's very hard to grow your business. So that's probably more of like a tongue-in-cheek one, but it's, be present on socials because you have to be in this day and age to build your client base. And also try and effectively build your own brand as opposed to just working for a gym. Obviously, it's great to go work at Nuffield or somewhere else, but in this day and age, you can actually do way more now as a personal trainer. Get your online coaching business going. Maybe go find a local park to take your clients to and build your own brand, or at least find a gym that allows you to build a brand within. So one of our good friends, actually, Josh Henry, Absolute Fitness over in Coventry, I'm not sure if you know him. He's probably the best personal trainer I know in Cov. One, because he works at Simply Gym, which is obviously Simply Gym branding, but he's got his own business within it. Like, he's not just being comfortable, I work for Simply Gym. He's built his own brand within another business. So it's almost like, don't be afraid of just trying to create your own little client base and your own brand of people. Get some t-shirts, get your logo, make a logo on Fiverr, whatever. Our website called Fiverr. Have you heard of it? Yeah. So people who maybe want a logo may go onto Fiverr. Literally cost you less than a $5 or a bit more to make a little logo. And then literally put it on a t-shirt, give it to your client base, build a little client base. But more important than that is just to talk to people. Literally everyone, just say, hey, what are you doing? What are you training? Not even without pushing a sales call onto them, but then if they do want PT, they'll say, I spoke to that person. I'm going to go to them. So that's probably my little 3 tips.
Build rapport, be present on socials, build your brand.
Yeah,
which all work nice together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
3 tips for the business owner or prospective business owner, someone wanting to go into business for themselves.
Probably the most key thing is to figure out a way to do it, which sounds so what you're on about me, but there's a way to do everything. So just figure out a way to do it, whether that's by problem solve, whether that's by watching YouTube videos or speaking to like-minded business people or doing a bit of like hidden research or something, or like shopping other customers. Just find a way to do it. Like, let's say like there's that many beauty salons or nail technicians and stuff and gyms, effectively there's loads of industries, or hairdressers. Like, find out what the best ones do locally and do it as well as, if not better, and put your own spin on it. So definitely figure a way out problems. That's probably 4 things in itself. Do your research. Don't be put off by a setback. Like, obviously you're going to get setbacks. Like if you didn't, then it's almost just like a dreamland, isn't it? But when you do get a setback, again, I guess comes back to problem solving, is find a way to problem solve. I feel like there's just one, it's just problem solve. Like with anything, like whether you're doing a podcast, as doing this, like, oh, why my viewers not as high as I want them to be? Because your target audience is near, my thumbnail's not good enough or whatever. Like there's loads of things, but yeah,
there's a reason for everything, right?
Yeah.
It's very rare that things just happen coincidentally, randomly.
That's it. Be a problem solver, not a problem finder.
I like that.
Literally, man. Like, actually would say like that's probably the most important thing in business, is be a problem solver. If you're a problem finder, but if I do that, then my revenue might not be there, and that will happen. Yeah, I get that. But if you solve problems, innit? Like it's just solving problems, and you'll get to a bigger level. Another one, build a team as well. Yeah, don't do it by yourself because it's so hard. Obviously, you can build business by yourself, and loads of people who have done it by themselves. But if you want to take a next step, there's no sole entrepreneurs really who have got a massive brand who haven't collaborated with other people. So collaborating, and then like even this is a collaboration like between our brands. Like this will go on both our social, and it will grow both our pages and stuff and that. But if you try and do something by yourself, it's so much harder. Like even if you ask,
you can't do everything, right? You can't be a marketing specialist, a designer, a PT, a general manager. You can't do it all and be great at it all.
Yeah, I mean, you can try. There'll be time where you need to outsource. If you haven't got the capital to do so, instead of outsourcing, just try and ask for help, because people are out there actually to help. Like
humans are good people.
Yeah, for sure. I'll probably say I've helped maybe 6 or 7 different people open their gyms, which has been nice for me to do. Like, and that's just simple questions like, what systems are you using? Where'd you get your kit from? Where's your sound system from? Like, I remember when I did it 5 years ago, I was asking other people, and a couple of people chose to not help me. Like, literally said, no, you're competition, I'm not going to help you. I thought, shit, man, you're not even local to me. Give me a bit of help. So it's obviously not very nice, but yeah, definitely ask for help, and build a bit of a team and a way to help, or whatever you're struggling with, find someone else to do it with you or for you, or find even it sounds like use ChatGPT as well. Like that's literally it's an absolute blessing, man.
Friend that's
100%. Like
in the past year or so,
you can literally put into it like prompts like, I'm opening a gym in this area. What's the footfall? What are the gyms in this area who I can research? Like, and you'll get things come up and thinking, yo, how do you even know that? So again, but that's problem solving, isn't it? I don't want to set up in rugby. It might be someone else over there. We'll go find out. Go on socials or go into the town, go into all the local gyms and find out who the best PTs are, and then talk to them, build a rapport, and ask them if they want to come and work in your gym or progress their fitness and business. So problem solve, I would say, is the most important thing.
I think that's a brilliant takeaway.
For me, at least, anyway.
Yeah, and what you said there, be a problem solver, not a problem finder. That's so true, and it goes down to perception, doesn't it? I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Someone brought up, in school, did they ever show you that video where they say to you, count the number of times the basketball's passed, and it's people in black t-shirts passing a basketball around. Then they, after you've watched it, you've done your best to count, you're like 16, 17 times. They then say, who saw the
gorilla?
Gorilla go across the screen, and then you rewind it, watch it back, you're like, oh my goodness, like this big furry gorilla went right through these basketball players that I was watching so carefully. And I think that's a brilliant example of, we don't see what's right in front of us, we see what we look for. If you look for an excuse, you'll find an excuse. If you look for a way, you'll find a way. Yeah,
for sure, very much so.
3 tips for somebody looking to improve their health and fitness.
So from my experience is get yourself into a social environment, because it's so much easier exercising with other people. Like obviously you can go to Pure Gym, keep saying Pure Gym, you can go to a gym, Nuffield Health, any gym like that, and just do your own thing, but it's much easier to drop off your motivation. Like I think it's like probably 80% of first timers bail out within like a couple of weeks because they don't get motivated. But with us, it's literally everyone stays. If someone comes to us, they generally stay or come more than once. So I'll definitely say being in a social environment helps that. Seeing other people who maybe even look like you, like we've got such a different membership base or fitness levels, physiques, etc. Like seeing someone who looks a bit like you or someone you aspire to be to doing the same thing is quite, it's nice, isn't it, to do? So yeah, definitely be in a social environment. Remember, it's never going to be as bad as you think it is. Literally never is going to be as bad as they think it is. Like some people come in, they're literally like, oh God, I'm thinking, what you doing? Chill out. It's going to be fine. And they do it. They're thinking, that was wicked. I love that. And I'm thinking to them, why are you nervous? Like, you're actually really, really good. So yeah, definitely always almost get out your own head. Get out your own head for number 2.
And the best way to do that is through action, isn't it?
It is, yeah, for sure. Yeah, just be actionable.
You can't
yeah,
think about going to the gym. You've just got to get out and do it.
No, for sure. Absolutely. And it hasn't even got to be the gym. Like, obviously, a lot of people train at home. But again, that's quite easy to be unmotivated because if you know you're going to do it, who's going to see you? If you booked into a class at our place and you miss it, like your name's in the register, it will tell you, get a notification to say you didn't make your class today. If you go with a friend, it's like, I'm picking you up, what you're doing, you're meant to be here. So yeah, social, I think being in a social environment is number 1. Yeah, having confidence in yourself, knowing it's not going to be that bad is number 2. Again, become a problem finder, not a problem finder. Become a problem solver, not a finder. Don't think about all the negative things that can happen. And we've got number 3. So like if you nail those 2, then you're off to a good start anyway.
And that's it. All the other technicalities will fall into place along the road.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
To finish then, give us a message to, and these might be 2 separate messages, message to people looking to better their health and fitness, a message to people in the local area, in the Nuneaton and the surrounding area as to what they should be doing.
So if you're from the Nuneaton, obviously, if you haven't heard of us, then that's unfortunate. Come and try us out. We've got 2 gyms, 2 facilities. Our brand is for every single person, whether you're literally a first timer or a seasoned athlete. You've got 2 gyms to pick from. Like, you're literally sport for choice. And you get a 1 week free trial as well. So we offer a 1 week free trial to everyone to come and try us out. So there's no burden in your wallet. If you don't like us, that's fine, but I know you will. If you come for a week's free trial though, try and do more than just 1 class. Like, literally use it up, use all your time here, get used to our environment and our community and see what we're about. And then what was the other one? Asking to people who are into health and fitness, was it?
Yeah, message for people looking to better themselves.
Anyone looking to better themselves, just stop making excuses. Again, find a solution to a problem. If your problem is, I can't get there, find a friend to go with. If your problem is, I've got a bad back, then find a class that is suitable for you to do so. If it's just as simple as I'm not fit enough, you're kidding yourself. Every single person, if you can get out of bed and you can walk around the room, then you can come to a fitness class because every single exercise can be tailored accordingly. So there's no such thing as being too unfit to exercise. Literally, there's no such thing. Like, there's literally something for everyone, which we do offer. So, and if we don't offer it, there's loads of other places that offer it as well. That hasn't got to be us. Like, you just get yourself moving because it's so good for your. And what I found for other people is their mental health and resilience, and obviously mental health is massive. Not just right now, mental health's always been massive, but it's more so obviously talked about now. And every single person who comes to a class will feel better after. And if you didn't fitness yourself, you know that. Like, those that maybe went through lockdown and were away from the gym really struggled because they weren't in a social environment and exercising. Like, yeah, you could run, which is great, but you weren't socializing. So yeah, be social. Social fitness, I think, is the new cheat code to getting fit. Like, and that's probably why run clubs and that are doing so well. It's literally social fitness. Like, even though when you're running, you're probably not chatting there much, but you're running with a group of people. So yeah, obviously people thrive and everyone thrives in social environments. Like, we're not humans. We're not meant to be sat by themselves all the time. So be in a social environment, which is good for your physical strength, your physical capacity as well as your mental capacity to stay fit and active. And if you're local to Nuneaton, I would like to say we've worked very hard to have this I guess status, the number 1 place for that, for you and your kids. So peace out.
That's great. Thank you, Jack.
Sick.